Yeah, Charlie, with a couple key players leaving campus in Cameron McGusty and Charlie Moore, the men's squad added a couple massive pieces to bolster up their squad. The Canes secured 2 top 10 recruits from the transfer portal in Nigel Pack and Norshad Omier, both who are great two-way players in their own right, and both who will play pivotal roles for the Canes next year.
Right, so we're losing some key players. So what can Nigel and Norshad do to make sure that they fit in perfectly with the team and we have another great season?
Yeah, so starting with the 6-foot two-way guard Nigel Pack, he spent his last 2 years in Kansas State University where he averaged 17 points per game, shot 45% for the field, and a league best 40% beyond the arc. That earned him all first-team Big 12 honors and also was the league's most improved player last year. And moving on to Norshad Omier, the Nicaraguan native spent his last 2 years in Arkansas State University where he averaged 18 points per game and was a top 5 rebounder in the country, securing just about 12 boards per game. Not to mention, he was a Sun Belt Player of the Year last year. So Charlie, Coach Jim Larinaga, the Canes Hoops team, and all of us here on campus have a lot to look forward to next year. Jared, we got a beautiful start to our weekend. I'm Justin Ouaknine, and we're going to start here with our radar. As you can see, these storms are being pushed offshore starting real early this morning. The storms moved over our South Florida region over last night, and they're associated with the cold front that moved over our state over the last couple of days, in turn creating a much cooler and drier start to our weekend and our work week ahead. So we're going to move on to our short-term futurecast here. These storms up north are going to completely disperse offshore, and you're going to see some of these scattered showers move over our Miami area, and then in turn causing a very humid and muggy start to our weekend and our spring break. So then now looking at our 7-day forecast, we're going to start here Thursday and Friday. As mentioned before, those storms up north are going to possibly cause some spotty showers down here for us, but also in turn making it very humid and muggy to start our weekend. And then as you see, Saturday and Sunday, the lows of 58 and 64 because there is a cold front coming through accompanied by a shower that will come later Saturday, but then these cooler temperatures and nicer weather are going to come through come Sunday. As I mentioned, the cold front is going to be pushing all these storms offshore, bringing the wind gusts, and along with this high pressure system coming in to dominate the region, creating much drier conditions for this weekend. And now we got our beach forecast here. There goes our beach ball. We got a UV index of 10. Water temperatures finally reaching 80 degrees, making it nice and warm for those who want to take a swim. And then as you can see, starting next week, it's going to continue on for the beginning of the week, and we're going to start to go back to that humidity later next week that Miami is known for. But that's it for this weather report. I'm Justin Ouaknine. Back to you guys at the desk, Jared and Ainsley. Diver Max Flory is no stranger to high expectations and pressure. The junior out of Fairfax, Virginia earned a spot in the NCAA Diving Championships last spring, but after a season full of injuries, it wasn't his body that Flory was concerned about.
I just really struggled with practicing, competing, finding motivation, and I ended up performing really poorly because of it, and I ended up not loving the sport anymore.
Head diving coach Randy Abelman suggested that Flory see a sports psychologist, and it wasn't something Flory was happy about at first. But Coach emphasized the importance of being mentally sharp to keep his diving game at its best.
The mental part of the game is everything in diving. You have to control so many factors between the fear, knowing technically what you need to be doing. There's visual cues that come up really fast. You have to spot the water every time you flip around so you know when to come out, and you have to have so much confidence.
After seeing Dr. Eric Goldstein in the offseason, Max regained his competitive fire and remembered why he started diving in the first place.
My love for the sport came back. I was positive going to practice every day. I was excited. I couldn't wait to go to training. And so that really helped me, have fun while I was diving, have fun while I was there, and that in turn makes you work a little harder.
In the winter, Flory's efforts paid off when he won a gold medal at the U.S. Winter National Diving Championships. However, he hasn't lost sight of the season ahead of him.
It was something we've been working for sure, and it was only a stepping stone in the process, you know what I mean? Like, the main goal is still to come, and we're still, looking for more. But it was really nice to have that performance, and it was a great feeling.
Flory looks to continue his success as the season progresses, but praises Dr. Goldstein for turning his season around.
He made himself available for me when, he's not working. He's at home having dinner with his family. He'll make time for me to have a phone call to help me succeed. So he really, he goes that extra mile, and he works really well with you, and he gives you all the tools necessary to succeed.
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Justin Ouaknine. Hurricanes women's tennis has gotten off to a strong start to their spring season, winning 12 of its first 14 matches. The team has been firing on all cylinders, and one doubles duo is clicking for the Canes. Isabella Fennig and Audrey Bosch-Collins are a newly paired double, but have been a big part of the team's success. Bosch Collins transferred from Baylor University this fall, and becoming a Hurricane called for a change in court culture. But she welcomed her new home and team with open arms.
Coming into this program, the intensity and how just the level of everything is much higher. You have to work a lot harder, and everyone's on the same page too. Very high goals. We all want the same thing. So that was a bit of an adjustment, especially like my first month here.
Miami's dynamic duo has been electric this season, but Fennig and Bosch Collins didn't always have the chemistry they do now.
We had some problems, I would say, in the beginning concerning energy, but we got used to each other really well, and this season we've also played really well, so I just enjoy playing with her a lot.
Even though their playstyles and personalities clashed, Fennig says their differences have only made them a stronger doubles team.
Audrey, I would say, is more a calm person on court, and I have I'm more intense, I would say. Together we work out really well because I push her up a little, so she calms me down if she needs to.
Fennig and Bosch Collins may seem incompatible, but the sophomore doubles pair have only dropped one match all season long, and they are locked in to keep that momentum going. But for that to happen, Fennig and Bosch Collins will have to play the best way they know how, together.
You don't just play for yourself, but you play for each other. And when you play for something bigger, I feel like you're so much more motivated and you're more ready to fight, and because you play for your friends.
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Justin Ouaknine.